Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terry Morrow and I'm here with Catherine Holeko. Say hi, Catherine.
Hi, Terry.
Usually on this podcast we talk about parenting issues, but once a week, Catherine and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics, but usually TV, because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. This week, our West Wing watch is back on track with the season 6 episode, A Change Is Gonna Come. But first, we're happy to resume our one day at a time watch with the first episode of the new 3rd season, The Funeral. And listeners, if you have already binged on the entire season, because it's all there on Netflix, don't tell us anything. We're taking it one episode at a time.
Episode at a time.
So the first episode of the new 3rd season is The Funeral. So starting on a celebratory note. What did you think of this episode of One Day at a Time, Catherine?
Well, nobody seems too upset about the passing of Tia Ophelia.
Yes.
But there were a lot of guest stars, a lot of sort of celebrity cameos, possibly too many.
That is correct. I would agree with that.
We had Gloria Estefan, Melissa Fumero, and Stephanie Beatriz. Is that it?
Yes, I think that was all.
But it just seemed like too many because it was like, these aren't these aren't why we're here, you know?
Exactly. I sort of would like the first episode of the season to have just focused on the family, maybe on the grandmother's return after her stroke and all that, recovery. And then get into the one where you have all the family members we've never seen before and may never see again.
Right.
And manufactured family crises that we had never heard of before. So it was weird. It was a weird return. Mm-hmm. And I spent much of it distracted by trying to figure out how exactly Gloria Estefan could be Rita Moreno's sister.
Yeah.
Is it an extremely large family? And how, if I were Gloria Estefan, I would say, couldn't I be her niece?
Right.
Her sister? Really? Really? No shade on Rita Moreno. She's fabulous, but quite a bit older than Gloria Estefan. But she's significantly
older than Gloria Estefan, yeah.
I think Lydia is perhaps younger than the actress who plays her. So maybe okay, but, well, good on Gloria Estefan for having apparently no reservations about that.
Right.
And just grabbing that part. It was okay.
It was okay. Yeah, I mean, it was nice to be back and have our friends back. And
yes.
However, if you like Schneider, you didn't see much of Schneider.
Not much Schneider and no doctor.
That's right. No, Stephen Tobolowsky.
That's right.
We know he's coming back because he was in the trailer, but he was not in this episode.
Brands it as a subpar episode. He could have stuck his head in someplace, but
right. I mean, at this point, I would feel like he would go to something like a family funeral, especially the event that was being held in the apartment.
Right. I mean, if Schneider is there,
well, Schneider just turns up. But
That's true. Schneider inserts himself in things, but he was actually at the. I guess it was the first part was like at a funeral home, right?
That's true, yes.
So,
but I feel like, since Penelope hosted the event after the funeral, then he would have shown up for that at least.
One would think, yes. But I guess there's contracts with a certain number of episodes specified.
He was busy
so they're saving him
else.
for full episodes. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, it's nice to have it back. I'm enthusiastic to keep watching it. It's nice that I can now watch it on a TV set thanks to my new smart TV that gets Netflix instead of on a computer.
Yeah, like you said.
I was underwhelmed.
Well, I agree with you that, it was all built around this family feud that we'd never heard of before.
I mean, it's possible that at some point over 2 seasons, Lydia has said something about having a feud with her sister, but it hasn't been something that's been a major plot point.
Right. I did enjoy the way the running joke of each aunt having a name, Tia.
Yes.
Tia Bitchy, Tia now I can't think of any. And they call Penelope Tia Divorce.
Yeah, that was cute. There were a lot of, I mean, it's always fun to watch. It's always good. It's just not what I would have wanted for the return, especially after the way that the previous season ended.
Right.
It's like that. I don't know why they wanted to front load all their guest stars.
Yeah. I don't understand that. If it was like a scheduling thing, like they all weren't
maybe
filming,
so. But I mean,
Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now.
All the episodes drop at the same time, so they could have filmed this whenever everybody was convenient, and then put it anywhere in the schedule.
Yeah.
So I don't, unless it's to draw eyeballs in to
the first one. Yeah.
Although it's not like Brooklyn Nine-Nine is such a powerhouse that.
And I don't think this show is hurting.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Well, welcome back.
Yes. We're happy to see you.
Yes, for what it's worth. And speaking of being underwhelmed by episodes of television, we watched the West Wing episode, A Change is Gonna Come, waiting for a change gonna come to the quality of this season, which, boy, were there some clunky pieces of dialogue that they put in Allison Janney's mouth. God bless her. I hope she got a bonus for this episode. Wow. She was the recipient of all the fake Sorkinese this time, I think. And she must have just thought, I'm just going to read this in a monotone and get through it.
Just get past it, yeah.
This is poor CJ. Part of her job, apparently, is large, clunky pieces of exposition done in a way that is supposed to be clever, but is just sort of...
But is not feeling that way. Yeah.
Lengthy. Yeah, it was an episode. I mean, it's starting down the path of the president's MS becoming an issue. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, I didn't predict that. That the reason why I didn't connect the reason why he was having trouble tying his tie, and that he accepted the flag that he shouldn't have taken.
Right.
I didn't put it together that it was a flare of the MS until he confessed it at the end.
I thought it was a nice twist, and I thought it was nice that he confessed it to Abby, and sad that he almost confessed it to Leo and didn't. But I question whether a piece of information with that degree of sensitivity should have been whispered to one's wife in the front row of a concert.
Yes.
A very intimate concert setting. Number one, kind of rude to James Taylor to be chatting with your wife.
Somebody's singing.
You're in the front bleeping row. It's not like he's not going to notice. And secondly, they weren't even whispering particularly. It seems to me that somebody nearby during that very quiet and contemplative performance by James Taylor could have overheard. Why they didn't have that conversation in their room. I mean, they could have gone up to their room afterwards, or there seemed to be so many other opportunities to have that conversation than in that particular setting. That doesn't seem like the place where you tell your wife, by the way, I can't see.
Right.
Don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
But other than that, very nicely delivered and received by Stockard Channing with all sorts of weighty facial expressions.
Earning her money for that one.
Absolutely, for that, 5 minutes of work. Good on you. So, and it also clearly we're pointing towards some change going to come for Josh.
Yes.
Changes, as I recall. But anyway, but Hoynes. The return of Hoynes.
I did enjoy that it was a little bit of a callback to the olden days of the West Wing, where you started on Friday night and then you flashed back to Thursday morning or something and went from there. That felt pleasantly familiar.
Yeah, although since I'm always multitasking when I watch things, especially now that I can watch West Wing on a TV instead of my computer.
You got confused.
If I hadn't listened to the podcast first and they had referenced that flashback, I might have been really confused. Because I felt like they didn't make it really, really out. It was just a thing flashing on the screen saying what day it was at any particular time. But
got to keep up, Terry.
Yes, I do. But a little bit of cute Lily Tomlin in there. And the return of Bernard.
Oh, yeah.
Being his best Bernardish self, exiled to the gift supply room.
Right, to the basement.
But a nice little subplot for Charlie. I like to see him tackling that and eventually triumphing.
Yeah, and sort of just being like, I'll get it done, and not being trying to explain, well, I can't do that because this, and he's just like, I will take care of it.
I liked that a lot. That was very good. And the president does have a new Bonnie man, but we're just apparently not going to see him. He has a name, but apparently not corporeal form.
He has not been cast, actually.
That's right.
We are saving money on that guy and making him off-screen only.
That's right. Never mind that Charlie was around all the dang time and you could not miss him.
No.
This guy is much more discreet. He's in the steam pipe trunk distribution venue.
We just are not going to care about him like we care about Charlie.
No, never. So, the podcast, the West Wing Weekly podcast episode that went along with this was a live episode where they finally got Mary McCormick in there with a few amusing anecdotes. I think she could have talked a little bit more, and Joshua Malina could have talked a little bit less because he seemed to be in full-on.
Yes.
What's a nice way to say it? Yeah. A little full of himself. Anyway.
Like hogging mode or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just sit down and let your guest talk. But she's clearly extremely accustomed to him. So they've worked together on more than one occasion. So, but I was amused that they immediately referenced the bangs issue. So apparently it was not just us. And thinking that those did not befit a national security advisor.
Right.
So but the fact that she was pregnant when she started was not noticeable, I didn't think.
No.
So that was interesting. And how nice to be in a position where somebody wants to work with you enough to, we'll just put you behind tables. I mean, it's not like she was a central character, but, well, for those first few episodes she was in, she was pretty central.
Big part, yeah.
Yeah.
She did have to start working when the baby was like 5 days old.
Yes.
That's rough.
Yeah, no, that's the life, I guess. But I don't remember her being on ER, but it might have been past my ER watching time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I watched it because I'm pretty sure I've seen all of them, but if I didn't know who she was,
I think maybe she was in some plot involving Luca, because it sounded like she was.
Oh yeah, because she was in Africa on the show.
Didn't he go off to do some?
Well, he did, and Carter did. Remember, Noel Wiley went there, and that's how he met Tandy Newton. And
right. Yes, that I do remember that all now. I'm not sure how seriously I was watching it at that point. But anyway.
Yeah, I just remembered that storyline, but I don't remember her specifically.
She was apparently there, and John Wells liked her enough to put her on this, where she is very well used, I think. I enjoy her presence. Yes. And so lots of stuff brewing in this one as opposed to anything actually happening. In terms of the actual plot, it was just sort of another one of those things get complicated. What will happen? Yeah, but interesting. I'm ready to move on to the next one.
Which we will do.
Which we will do next week. Next week we will be watching the West Wing episode In the Room, and we will be watching the One Day at a Time episode Outside, the second episode of the third season, if you are watching them one at a time, which you're probably not. And that is going to be it for our Round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, Terry.
Goodbye, everybody.